This is a story by Reddit user u/LightingNations. Published on Reddit r/ShortScarryStories. September 23, 2022. I do just about anything to see my wife happy. Shannon has such a beautiful smile. She has the kind of smile that makes you feel warm inside. It's the first thing I noticed about her. That's why it completely broke my heart, learning why she didn't smile more often. Shannon just had too much childhood trauma. The source of this emotional baggage was compliments of old mommy Dearest, also known as Angela. If exploiting others were an Olympic event, that woman would have taken home the gold. It would be a certainty that she would complain to everyone about the ceremony not being grandiose enough. We're talking a Hall of Fame narcissist. A true blight upon humanity. Shannon moved away on her 18th birthday. As is often the case in these situations, Wendy struggled to completely break free of Angela's toxic influence. Something always reeled her back in, be it an appeal to sympathy.
I broke my leg. How could you abandon your mother like this?
Gaslighting.
You make everything sound so dramatic. Your childhood wasn't that bad.
Or deflection.
I'm sorry if what I said offended you.
Something always reeled her back in, be it an appeal to sympathy. From the day I got down on one knee and proposed to Shannon, her mother stayed on her best behavior. The abrupt and peculiar nature of this positive shift had us wondering, had Angela begun some sort of therapy? And in retrospect, we realize it was simply to secure an invitation to the wedding. But that's what these narcissists do. They worm their way back into your life, wait until you drop your shield, and then before you know it the crazy has returned. A true narcissist will always find some clever way of executing their manipulation. In Shannon's case, her mother picked out an inappropriate dress for our wedding. A white one. With ruffles. Yes! You heard that correctly. She planned on wearing a white ruffled dress to her own daughter's wedding. This situation was affecting our entire life. I needed to straighten this mess out once and for all. Like I said, I would do anything to make my wife happy. Unfortunately, that meant ensuring her mother Angela wasn't planning on wearing a pure white dress to our wedding. A few weeks later, I slipped over to Angela's place unexpectedly. I asked her if I could come inside to talk. She reluctantly agreed to invite me inside. I sat on Angela's floral patterned couch in her dimly lit living room. The mood of the room paralleled Angela's sickly personality. As we began talking, I acted as empathetic to the situation as I possibly could. We talked about the situation regarding Shannon's reaction to her choice of wedding attire. We talked for quite some time. I then asked Angela to show me the dress. I told her I could possibly make sense of what all the fuss was about. After all, this way I could determine whether Shannon is overreacting. She eagerly asked me to wait in the living room while she flitted excitedly away. After a few uncomfortable minutes of staring at the walls, Angela stepped into the room as if she were in a beauty pageant. There she stood! The ruffled, pure white dress draped across her thin frail body. With a big grin, she spun in an awkward circle as the ruffles puffed from the sides of the dress. It was nauseating. After I spent some time with Angela, I could feel my temper begin to boil. Angela was determined to wear that dress, no matter what. It was time for me to go home. A few days later, we heard a knock on the door. The police arrived at our doorstep, asking to speak with Shannon. After they broke the news regarding the death of her mother, she rushed into the kitchen crying hysterically and told me her mother had been murdered. She explained that the authorities had found my future mother-in-law sprawled across her bedroom floor, wearing what they described as a ruffled red dress. Except, it wasn't a red dress at all. It was a white dress. After all, I would do anything to make my wife happy. Anything.